It's time to address the elephant in the room. The simple fact of the matter is that from the very moment that Stephen Spires put forward factual information about our history, there's been an extraordinary procession of people seemingly dedicated to doing nothing more in their lives than proving him wrong. What exactly motivates them in many instances remains unclear, so I won't enter into speculation on those individuals. What I can testify to is that there has been an enormous amount of missing the point going on. People being fixated on one particular element or another, and like I said, making it their life's mission to prove Steve wrong. So, no, this isn't really about a flag. That's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. What Steve's actually done is to remember Anzac when everyone else had forgotten, lest we forget. He has, through action of putting facts on the table, exposed many truths about our history and our lineage that in all probability would likely have been lost in the sands of time. Some of these rememberings are observable, for instance, treaties and world events, for which we've got documents, accounts, photographs and videos. But the more subtle aspects of the results of his labours, and I think I can safely speak for everyone I'm working with, require much more effort to wrap one's head, and maybe more importantly, heart around. Of fundamental importance is what is anchored in the stone of remembrance and the surrounding shrine of remembrance. There is a plethora of examples in that building which prove certain events and prove a certain knowledge was held by those involved in its construction. I can't pretend to comprehend more than a small fraction of what they all mean, but suffice to say, it is undeniable. More to the point, even the courts have found this. This is one of many defining features of Steve's work, which make it categorically different from anyone else's. He's established undeniable truths, proven as fact by the New South Wales Supreme Court, finding that Ewa Kiskinen was not suffering from delusion. That particular court document, from my perspective, is a bit like the Shrine of Remembrance, in that every time I view it, I find more remarkable evidence that fills me with wonder and awe about the world I actually live in and the achievements we might be capable of if only we can remember that we can stand in the lineage of our fathers. Scripture has also taken on an entirely new life for me, thanks to my efforts to comprehend the remarkable knowledge placed before me, carefully I think, by Steve. It is truly inspiring to see the world through fresh eyes and to see what a people might be capable of. All of these things, and a great many more, that have opened up for me in just 7 short months. So, back to this elephant in the room. Why would anyone try to undermine this work rather than be a part of it? And what are the consequences of said undermining? Well, as former magistrate David Halpern has so diligently pointed out to us over recent months, there seems to be a serious problem with so-called sovereign citizens. We've seen a whole host of very unfortunate incidents recently where people have been getting into altercations with police at traffic stops. In some instances, there's been damage to property and violence as a result of people being deluded in their standing. The primary source of this very unfortunate misunderstanding and the consequences which have flowed from it appears to be this invention of a flag. We can thank Scott Alex Ferguson, Corey Warwick, and Mick Arnott for all the delusion that's resulted from their creation. As a result of their profiteering, people and police have found themselves in harm's way. We, of the United Kingdom of Australia, stand under our federal red ensign in the lineage of our Anzac. We carry our slave document of a driver's license when we travel, and because we are forced to, we pay our vehicle registration every year. We have never advocated that people should travel without license or in an unregistered vehicle, and we have never advocated that people should confront police about these matters on the roadside. All of these problems can be traced back to this so-called flag and the confusion that results from it. And so, the larger question still remains, why would anyone seek to engage in such a nonsensical undermining of their own kingdom when there's a real world to discover again and a clearly defined legal position, thanks again to Stephen Ewer, just waiting for you to stand in as the people you were before you boarded a citizen ship. It's all right here waiting for you in your land.